Okay, so let's do a bit of a fun video. Well, this probably isn't fun if you're named Jimmy Kimmel, but let's talk about George Santos's horrible lack of self-awareness. So, let's just get right to the article. George Santos slaps Jimmy Kimmel and Disney with irony-free fraud suit over cameo pranks and deliberate deception. The man who literally made up his own life. I mean, I would not be surprised at this point if his name is not George Santos. And I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out he wasn't gay. I mean, nothing about this man would surprise me anymore because he's made up so much shit. Why should we believe anything? So, this man is whining about deliberate deception. This con man extraordinaire who would make a perfect running mate for Trump because there really are two birds of a feather. Even though I'm sure Trump would despise George Santos for some reason or another. But let's get to the article. George Santos seems to have never met a camera or a misrepresentation he didn't like, except when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel. Because let's face it, on Colbert they would have funny interviews with George Santos. So, yeah, why go after Jimmy? Lacking all sense of irony, the expelled GOP ex-congressman from New York today has hit the late-night host, ABC, and Disney with a fraud and copyright infringement lawsuit over Kimmel's admitted punking and pranking of Santos via personalized celebrity messaging site Cameo. Copyright infringement? It's a cameo. It is meant to be shared. I do not know what copyright infringement is happening. You do not copyright cameos. Actually, even if you could copyright cameos, it wouldn't surprise me that he wouldn't and would just say he did. Because, again, George Santos is a pathological liar. At the heart of this dispute lies the deliberate deception and wrongful appropriation of the plaintiff's digital content by the defendants, orchestrated through the platform Cameo.com, where celebrities and public figures are meant to connect with their fans through personalized video messages, declares Santos's jury-seeking complaint filed Saturday in federal court in the Empire State. Now, okay. I'm not sure why George Santos thinks he has fans. I'm sure that most of the people who go on Cameo are just messing with him. Because, I mean, come on. Alright. Defendants openly admitted to deceiving the plaintiff under the guise of fandom, soliciting personalized videos only to then broadcast them on national television and across social media channels for commercial gain. Actions that starkly violate the original agreement and constitute clear copyright infringement. Again, cameos are not copyright. That's not a thing. Now, I don't know about what the original agreement is. I don't go to Cameo. So I have no idea what you're agreeing to with Cameo. So I'm not going to enter that part. But they're not copyright. That's not how copyright works. So, and again, deceiving the plaintiff under the guise of fandom. This is a man who has been charged with identity theft, who has like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if his real name isn't George Santos. He's gone by all sorts of aliases, and I'm not talking about his drag queen name. I mean, and he's accusing others of deceiving him. So I guess deception is fine as long as he's the one doing it. I mean, what the hell? Irony, my name is George Santos. Specifically, Santos and his attorneys are claiming that Cameo's fine print terms of service don't allow users/clients to put the purchased video up on national TV. The fraud claim is because defendant Kimmel misrepresented himself and his motives to induce plaintiff to create personalized videos for the sole purpose of capitalizing on and ridiculing plaintiff's gregarious personality. Right, because that's the only way that George Santos could possibly be mocked. You know, Stephen, I think it was Colbert. I don't think it was Daily Show. I think it was Colbert. He actually had a snippet, a montage of George Santos cameos. And George Santos never had a problem with that. He never went after Colbert. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was Colbert. I don't think it was The Daily Show. But he never went after him. So why is he going after Jimmy now? Oh, probably because he played the whole damn thing. Because, I mean, okay, he's making fun of George Santos. You asked for it. You asked to be made fun of. I just don't understand what you think you're getting out of it, because it's going to be laughed out of court. Again, I didn't see the agreement. I've never been on Cameo, so I have no idea how much of this is true. The copyright part is definitely not, because again, these videos are not copyright. It's not that's not how it works. It's not how copyright works. You have to apply for copyright. You can't it doesn't just automatically become copyright because you created it. That's literally not how this works. Considering Santos is clearly a public figure, and considering his short-lived and scandal-filled 1 year in Congress, it's only been a year? Oh my God. That's one way of looking at it. Okay, I do not understand that sentence. Out of a regular gig and income since he became, on December 1st last year, only the 6th member of the House of Representatives to be expelled in the nation's history, Fabulous Deluxe Santos is after at least $750,000 from Kimmel and the Mouse House. Good luck with that. Additionally, the subject of an HBO biopic or not, Santos and his Mansilla and Fantone lawyers want preliminary and permanent injunctions to stop those embarrassing cameo videos from being broadcast, posted, seen, or seemingly even spoke of ever again. They also want actual damages, punitive damages, and disgorgement of defendants' profits to be determined at trial, plus interest. Okay. Now, again, don't know how Cameo works, but I'm pretty sure that I don't care if you're a fan, if you're going to make me do something I don't feel comfortable with, or that I'm too embarrassed to do, then I don't care how much of a fan you are. I am not doing it. I'm only going to do things I'm comfortable with. Thanks to Facebook and all these horrible scammers, my understanding is my email is on my YouTube channel. If you cannot find it for whatever reason, and someone did email me from YouTube, so I know that the link still works. If you can find it, I'm not going to put it in the comments because I do not feel comfortable. Same thing with Cameo. If you do not feel comfortable with whatever someone is asking you to say, like I doubt that, well, for a while, George Santos was pretending to be a Jew. I doubt that he would feel comfortable if an anti-Semite wanted him to denounce or to promote the protocols of the last elders of Zion. Now, granted, he's not Jewish, so it might be perfectly okay for him, but a Jew probably wouldn't want to do that. And that's their right. You do not have to put words in other people's mouths. And if you don't feel comfortable with it, then you don't have to take the job. It's really not that hard. What I'd like to know is, who did Jimmy Kimmel pretend to be? What names did he use? Because obviously, if he used the name Jimmy Kimmel, unless George Santos is dumber than I thought, he would probably not do that, because he would be smart enough to catch the satire a mile away. But again, how many aliases did he use? He stole money from a veteran's dying dog. Seriously, this man is scum. He's in competition with Trump for who's the bigger scum. And he's upset that somebody else used a different name. You're kidding me. Alright. AKA, give me a couple of $1,000,000. Exactly. He's just trying to get money any way he can, because that's all he's ever done, is find ways to make money, usually in a deceitful way. If he actually tried this hard at a real job, he might be successful. Of course, I feel that way about most scammers. Seriously, if you tried this hard at scamming people, at actually doing a real job, or even what I'm doing now, YouTube videos, you might actually make something of yourself. And no, I am not making money off of YouTube. I don't have enough followers for that. Neither reps for past and future Oscar host Kimmel nor Disney responded to Deadline's request for comment on Santos' suit. If and when they do, we will update. I doubt I'm sure they're giving this the bandwidth that it deserves, which is none. Now, the truth is, Kimmel has been punking Santos on Cameo for months, which leads me to believe that his Cameo is drying up. People aren't flocking to his Cameo. He's not getting a lot of people who want to hear his voice, who want to have actual cameos from him. So he's desperate. So any way to make a buck. Or he just went back into his con man ways. One of the two. Or I guess it could be both. Under the pseudonym of Chris Cates, now I get my answer. Under the pseudonym of Chris Cates, Kimmel on December 6th paid Santos $400 to congratulate a fake friend for winning the Clearwater, Florida beef eating contest. The same day, under the name Jane, Kimmel paid Santos to praise his fake mom for successfully cloning her blood schnauzer Adolf. And he didn't think that might be, suspect. Okay. maybe George Santos is dumb. You know, you'd think for a con man who managed to, get away with lies for so long, you'd think he'd be smarter than this. On December 7th, going by Uncle Joe, a Biden homage? Kimmel paid Santos to praise his fake blind niece for passing her driving test. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I did not read this beforehand. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Again, how dumb do you have to be to believe that? I mean, maybe for a brief moment, maybe a minute or two, you might go for it, and then it's like, wait a minute. This doesn't sound right. Oh my god, but that is hilarious. That said, the day after she got her license, she got in a really bad car accident. So if you could also wish her a speedy recovery, that would be amazing. Oh my god. I'm sorry, that is just too funny. And the fact that he went with it and did a cameo, it's like, okay, well, first off, I could believe a blind person could get into a car accident because, well, they're blind. But, oh my god, that is just too funny. Oh, wow. The fake request added, she's in a body cast and is very bummed out. But with help from Jesus and President Trump, soon she will be back on the road. I'm sorry, that whole scenario. I mean, obviously, Jimmy started with something that sounded somewhat realistic. And he slowly started, and then he went full on crazy. Just crazy scenarios that if you stop to think about it for a couple of seconds, maybe a minute or two, if you're, really, into wanting to help out somebody and not letting your brain catch up. But come on, that last one, really, that doesn't take much thought to realize that's a joke. Oh, wow. And there were more. I couldn't resist, Kimmel told his audience back on December 7, 2023 in a monologue clip that has been viewed almost 1.7 million times on YouTube since. So I sent George through Cameo a number of different ridiculous requests. Yeah, and like I said, that first one at least sounded reasonable. The rest, however, I'll be parceling these out over the next week. I didn't say these were for me. I just wrote them and sent to find out, will Santos say it? Answer is, yes, he will. As you can see in the clip below, starting at the 6:52 mark. All right. Oh, I should have gotten that prepared so I could show it to you guys, but I don't want to be copyright struck by Kimmel and the Mouse House, even though I would only be showing you the cameos. Not sure if I would get into trouble for that. Otherwise, I would love to show that to you because that sounds hilarious. In fact, with Santos bragging last month of how much money he's been making off Cameo since being kicked out of Congress, today's lawsuit shouldn't be any surprise. Kimmel literally asked for it. I sent him a bunch of crazy video requests because I wanted to see what he would read and what he wouldn't read, and I showed some of them on the air on Thursday, and now he's demanding $20,000 from me to be paid a commercial rate. Kimmel said at the top of his December 11th show, "Could you imagine if I get sued by George Santos for a fraud? I mean, how good would that be? It would be like a dream come true." In the intersection between DC and Hollywood, dreams clearly do come true. Oh my god, that is just too funny. And I had to share that because I mean, how absolutely dumb do you have to be? Like I said, I question if he really is raking in the dough with Cameo, because otherwise, why would he even, entertain this? Because like if even if he wasn't raking in the dough, I mean, to read some of these and to think, yeah, that sounds legit, and go for it. I mean, maybe he has a sense of humor and was like, okay, I mean, this is ridiculous, but, let's have fun with it. In which case, he wouldn't be upset that Jimmy is mocking him for it. He could just say, oh, yeah, obviously these requests are ridiculous and I just went with it. But no, he's doubling down on how dare you trick me. Dude, it's your own damn fault for taking this seriously. If a blind person passing their driver's test doesn't clue you into the fact that it's a scam, that's a joke, I don't know, I can't help you. I don't know what to say to make you, less of an idiot. I mean, how can you even consider that this was legit? Like I said, the first request, it does sound reasonable, even though you could easily look it up and find out it's a made up thing. But the rest were obvious jokes. I mean, I could barely get through it without laughing. I do not know how I just do not know how anybody could take that seriously and think it's legit. But anyway, this is George Santos, and he'll do anything that he can to make a buck. So I guess this shouldn't be surprising. And actually, like this article said, Jimmy Kimmel literally asked for this. He wanted this to happen because he just wants to humiliate George Santos as much as he can, which he deserves. George Santos deserves to be humiliated because, I mean, come on. Maybe he's not as bright as I thought because Brazil lost track of him. Brazil was looking for him. They lost track of him until he ran for Congress. So maybe he's not as bright as I thought. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. So I will end it there and I will see you guys in the next video.